everyone, this is Dan and Andrea, and here's our helper, Lisa. She's the one that interprets for us and our team. We have a big deaf community inside of our team, so she is such a helper. And we were going to record the video that many of you have been asking for. We were about to record it to post it on YouTube, but I decided that I wanted Lisa to be there so that we can also help our deaf community as well. This is my husband, Danny. If you guys don't know him, many of you have watched several of our YouTube videos.
Hello, everybody.
Not several, maybe, because Danny, he doesn't like to be on the camera a lot, so he likes to be behind the scenes. But I told him, I said, you explain everything that I'm trying to say. You read my head, you read my mind, and people understand it better. So that's why they love watching.
Yes, just like all you guys. Yes, for mine.
So hey, everyone, welcome to our video. Today we're going to be talking about what is the biggest struggle in your paparazzi business. What is the biggest struggle in your paparazzi business? And again, my name is Andrea Hutcheson and this is Danny. I've been in the company for about 8 years now. Our anniversary was in the month of July the 14th. And Danny has been in the company since 2017. Because that's when he jumped on board.
No, I jumped on board before that.
Oh, yeah, it was before.
Let me resign.
Yeah, so Danny, tell them a little bit about you, your background, and your business, like what you used to do before.
I was just in logistics, any type of warehouse, from shipping and receiving and inventory, from anywhere from chickens to Johnson & Johnson products to Bear Animal Health. And I was the last spot I was at as operations manager up in St. Joseph, Missouri, and ran the building there. So that's pretty much it.
So he has done a lot of warehouses, and he is a very detail-oriented person, not because he likes to be, but because he's made to be. And so he has helped me with my business so much since he came on board. And if I allow him to do that, he helps me with that. So
it's not a habit. I'm not a very detail-oriented person in my personal life. But when it comes to business or doing something, it sure makes it easier to run a business when you're detail-oriented.
So I have some questions in here. I asked my team leaders, and I've written them down. And I asked them, what is the biggest struggle in your paparazzi business? And of course, you can relate with them because many and several of you have asked me the same questions. So I wanted to address them today. And I'm going to be pointing out on different videos that I have already done or that I'm going to be posting on YouTube so that you can go to there and watch them as well. We're not going to go into that into much detail on this video. So the first thing that people have asked me is that they struggle getting hostesses and business partners. So they're struggling with recruiting. And of course, getting hostesses, what do we always say, or what do you usually tell people when they come to our house and they ask you, what is the biggest advice that you can give me, Danny?
We're just going to jump right into that?
No, I mean, just a little bit. Just a little bit, because I'm going to answer that question really quick.
Yeah, I mean,
basically, what Danny usually says.
I'll get into this in a minute.
Yeah, usually says. He usually says, you know, if you're just waiting on your warm market to do everything, you're going to basically fail into this business. So you need your cool market. And if you're not getting hostesses, it's because, of course, we're not asking. So how do you recruit people? And then he's going to get more into that in a minute. But basically, the biggest thing that I will tell you is 3 things. The first one, you always have to share your story every single month. Any way that you can, you have to share your story. The other thing, you have team members in your downline. And if you don't, of course, you can do an interview with your upline, but you can do a video with your downline team members, one of them, you know, every week or every 2 weeks, however you want to, and you can just ask them to come on your live video and share their story. That's another way that you can share about the opportunity. Other things is marketing posts about recruiting, and I have several examples on what to post, and you of course always post it with your selfie. You kind of change them up a little bit. And the last thing that I use is I use 2 resources. Many of you have heard of the recruiting binder. And we have the recruiting binder on our website down below, which is letsflourishtogether.com/systems, and you can download it. We have it in a regular way where you can meet up with people and go over this while you're eating lunch or while you're having coffee. And we also have it in Spanish for those of you who speak Spanish. And we also have it the wrong way where it can show, it shows backwards right here because we use it for Facebook Lives. So my biggest thing for you to do is have this binder all the time. But the next thing is, every single time you go live and you just share about the jewelry, you just show the jewelry every single time, you need to get one of them, the one that speaks the most to you, the one that you love out of this, and just pull it out of the binder and just show it every single time you are going live, such as, oh my goodness, Danny, you are always buying jewelry from me. You totally need to join the business. Like, you can be buying the jewelry for $275. And then you mention people because you already know that they may be good at this. Maybe they were hostesses before. So you're always mentioning the jewelry and the opportunity in every single video. And you're like, Andrea, but isn't that boring? We're saying it over and over. You have to say it over and over and over again. I don't care how many times you say it. Commercials have to do the same thing for us. You have to say it over and over again. About getting hostesses, the biggest things is open your mouth. If you're not asking people to book parties for you, you have to. And I would start with writing 10 people down that you trust so much, that you're comfortable with. And then you will ask them to please, try out or be your guinea pig to do a party for you, because that is the biggest way that they can help you. Not by them buying jewelry from you, but by them just inviting their friends so that they can host a party for you. So I will send a voice messages. I don't like scripts. I mean, I love them because when you first start, you don't know what to say. But I would love to just send a voice message. It makes it more personal. Same thing with recruiting. When I see a person that I think will be really amazing at this, but they're like, you're kind of afraid of it, of asking them, I definitely send them a voice message and I'll be like, I already built a relationship with them. So I'm asking them, hey, hey, Laura, I've seen you, we have been talking for several months now, and I love your profile, and I love how you present yourself, and you're just so cute, and you're always buying jewelry from me. Have you ever thought about doing this? Would you be interested in knowing a little bit more about this opportunity? Always finish with a question and be, cause urgency when you're following up with people. So now Danny gets to talk.
No, you're talking about ups and down emotions. That's you. Then I can get that on that.
Okay. So somebody said one of the biggest struggle was ups and downs emotions. Like, she's up one day and then the other day she's down. She doesn't feel good. She doesn't feel worthy of it. She doesn't feel like she's doing a great job. She doesn't feel like she's one of the top leaders, even though she may be an elite. Do you even realize how much struggle as an elite we have? Because at the end of the day, we kind of have the spotlight, not even asking for it. Yeah. But people, do you know how much pressure we have, because people are watching us all the time and they're like, oh, but she's not selling that much. And we're like, we're trying.
But it's not elite.
Yeah, it's everybody.
It's everybody. I mean, elite has their different, but it's not any more of a burden on the elites than it is the person who just started out. The person starting out, has no direction to go, doesn't really have a lot of confidence yet. There's some people who naturally have that, but I don't think we need to segregate elite from that, because I know elite's got pressures on them, but so is somebody who's struggling on selling day-to-day jewelry. So Andrea didn't mean that. I know she don't. Like, elite is more struggling than everybody else, because that's not the case. But I don't. I mean, how do you control? I don't have the answer for this, but I just want to say something about ups and downs emotionally. I just thought it came with it. Andrea, good night, like roller coaster. I mean, it's just one of those things.
Tell them about it, baby.
I'm just saying. I mean, you got the same emotions going to work on a regular 9-to-5 job or second shift job, or do you want to, or you don't want to. Most time you don't want to, but you go anyway. You got responsibilities. You have accountability. Somebody's waiting for you. And that's the same thing here, but you just don't have somebody to yell at you. You can just turn the computer off, not go live, go and do something else. But,
how many times have I wanted to quit Paparazzi, Danny?
Oh my goodness. Even as elite, Struggle is real, but that's owning your own business. That's doing your own business. That's your business. And of course, in this type of business, it's people. It's people, and people can either, take your emotions up or drag you down. And so it's just people. You just got to know it's there. It should have no bearing on what you're going to do that day. Your goals, your vision, your dreams, your hopes should not have any. I mean, it's great when you're feeling great. Man, take advantage of those days. But when you're not feeling great, so what? You're not feeling great. You just could have woke up that morning. Your hormones are just soaring because they're just soaring. It could be something you ate the night before. You just don't feel like you want to go do it, but you do it anyway. That's the adult thing. That's the responsible. As an adult, you just get up and you do. As opposed to me, since Andrea retired me from my job, I sometimes get up and do. Right.
So what about, many have said, what is the biggest struggle in your paparazzi business? And the biggest answer we have had in our whole 8 years of paparazzi is, I struggle getting new customers. So this is Danny's areas of expertise, because he has watched me for 8 years doing this, and he has seen what it has been done, like how I have improved so much from the beginning. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Like when I started, girl, because I didn't have friends on Facebook and I didn't care what people thought of me at that time, because I didn't have anybody in my life that was like, I will post about paparazzi every single day. Like I will message people, spammy messages, come by for me. I will tag people on everything that I did. I will message them, hey, would you do a party? I haven't even made a relationship with them. I would say, hey, join my team, and I will just copy and paste different spammy messages. But that's what I did when I first started, because nobody told me that I wasn't supposed to do that. But I can be one of the biggest encouragement to you, because I struggle with getting new customers, because I didn't have any. We only have like 50 less friends on Facebook, so I didn't have people that I can, and the people that I did have, because I started a job and I started going to school and I started talking to people, and people at church, I started making new friends. But then that's my warm market. So what happens to that, Danny? So how do you help people when they're struggling to get new customers?
It's a business. It's a business. We got to remember that. And all the training, all the work, the consistency, the branding and the marketing. I mean, it's got to be there. Andrea's got videos, and other people's got videos on to brand yourself on Facebook. Take all that other stuff off of Facebook. So when only people see you on Facebook, it's only 5 or 6 things. That's it. They know about you. They get to know you. Only good stuff, right? But the thing is, you can do all these things and be consistent with your lives. I mean, all the time. But if you do not bring in the cold market, if you don't have any outreach to the cold market, have people sharing, giving away incentives when you're doing your lives, your warm market, it won't necessarily dry up, but it'll slow down. It'll slow down. People are not going to buy 20, 30, 40, 50, 60 pieces from you every week. You got to have a cold market coming in to replace those times when the warm market's not buying as much. And you got to have that. And on Facebook Live, sometimes when you're doing Facebook Live, sometimes it takes 2 to 4 months before that cold market who was shared from sometime in your life, somebody shared and they saw you for 3 seconds and just flipped on by you. They don't know you and they don't even know who you are, but they sit there for about 3 seconds, flip on by. But then you're consistent. That's where the consistency comes in. But if you don't have the cold market looking at you, then they start warming up to you. Then a lot of the cold market will start looking at who you are. They'll click on your Facebook page. They'll see who you are. Pretty soon that 3 seconds will turn into 2 or 3 minutes, and then 4 or 5 minutes. And the thing is, that person may not even ever buy jewelry. They may not buy a piece of jewelry for the rest of their lives. They may not even be a jewelry person, but they know somebody who is. And your branding that you've done on Facebook, they know that they've started to like it. They know about it, or they think they know who you are. They've grown warmer towards you. That's where you get in the warm market from the cold. And all of a sudden they'll share. I know somebody who would like this, and they'll share. And those people will be able to see it, but you have to have that all the time. Andrea, she has struggled with this over the years. She struggled with it, but she went to training years ago, started learning how to market, how to brand herself, And then she finally started learning on Facebook Lives, that is, how to share and get new groups, even when the algorithms change. And then I started noticing, I started watching how long these new views are, 3 seconds, 30 seconds, a minute, whatever like that. But then all of a sudden you'll start getting 1 or 2 cold markets coming in, all of a sudden asking questions or start commenting on your lives. Then it might be 2 or 3 weeks later, all of a sudden they start maybe buying a piece, or then they get excited because they feel like they know you, and then they start sharing you. And that cold market's always there. And if it takes 2 to 4 months to get the cold market to actually engage with you, and you haven't been engaging with the cold market, and all of a sudden you hit the warm market just kind of runs dry, that's where the despondency comes in, discouragement, wanting to give up. And you go live and you're consistent and you're doing all these things, but there's just nobody doing anything. You're not getting a lot. It's because you haven't been pushing that. When Andrea says, hey, share, she puts up that little piece of paper in front, or whatever it's called, Sparkle, or whatever it is now. The algorithms keep you from being blocked or whatever. But always you need that cold market, because 2 to 4 months down the road is when that's going to pay off. If you ever stop, then you're 2 to 4 months behind whatever it is that you're wanting that cold market to come in. And some people say, well, I don't have time. I'm discouraged. I'm despondent. I don't have anybody coming in. There's still a way to get to the cold market quicker. And this is way back before there were elites. Let me just say this. There were elites before Facebook Live came out, right? So how did they get new people? They did parties. They did events. They did fairs. They did home parties. They did basket parties, which we still should do. And that's when you get contact information. And then you can follow up after the parties. You can start asking them to follow you. You can do all these things. You get new contacts all the time. Okay, so you go to a fair, but you don't get you don't sell a lot. You maybe sell just enough to pay for it. Well, but how many contacts did you get? How much is that going to? And then when they start sharing, and other people start asking where they're getting this from, they point them to you. A lot of things can come out of that, but you can never, ever stop reaching out to the cold market, because your warm market will dry up. And when it's dried up, it's going to take a little bit before the cold market comes in. So you got to have a mindset to know that I've got to continually. Well, Andrea does 5-minute Facebook Live every day at lunch. That's in front of the people, and they share. It's just a 5-minute, it's almost like a little 5-minute commercial. But she's selling jewelry, and they're coming to there, but it's still a 5-minute commercial. Burger King, McDonald's, all those are always putting ads. You know who McDonald's is. You know who Burger King is. You know who Wendy's is. Nobody's got to tell you if they're a restaurant. You know that, but they're always marketing in front of you, keeping that name in front of you. That's what you have to do with whoever customers you have now live. You've got to do something almost every day. And then when you're having lives, your long lives, whenever that is, 1 or 2 a week, 3 a week, 4 a week, whatever some of you do, you're always asking people to share. Give incentives away to share, and make it a fun time. But as in, how do I get customers? You've got to get the cold market to start looking at you, and then you're always flipping through the cold market's coming in and warming up. Whenever you stop that, whenever there's a hiatus, well, I'm taking time off because of this. Well, I'm having a struggle in my life, so I'm stopping, and that's okay. You can do that, but know that when you come back in there, you've got to start that rotation of marketing, of getting that cold market in. And it might take a month to 2 months to get that cold market to roll back into you. So anytime there's a stop in marketing, then you've got, when you come back, then you've got all that. That's why consistency is so important. Number one, your customers think you're there. But number two, you're always having that cold market peeking in. They're just peeking a little bit at a time, clicking on your profile, seeing who you are, warming up to you, feeling like they know you. And then either they'll share to somebody who they think would really love this, or they'll start or commenting and then all of a sudden buying from you. But without that cold market, and of course, the more customers you have, the more cold market you'll reach. So if you got a small group of customers, 5 customers, 10 customers, you'll still get a cold market, but you just got to always have that out front of them. Do something every day, even if it's just a live or a video that you took the day before. So while you're at work the next day, you can post that and it can go out there, something always to keep it there. So the cold market is always seeing who you are. You're always there until either they block you or
they unfriend you,
or whatever. But without that, your warm market will disappoint. and you'll get so discouraged. And you just got to keep reaching out and do your fairs, do your events, do home parties, do basket parties. You won't, instead of going crying to somebody, I just can't do it, I'm doing all the things you're doing. You got to buckle down. Do you want this to work, or is this just a little part-time thing that you're hoping people will just flood to your house and buy all your stuff? Or are you going to put some effort into it and go out and get the customers? Because you're selling, hopefully you look neat and your lives look neat, and there's not a lot of distractions going on. Because remember, this is a customer base. Number one, if I'm a customer and I'm looking through a live, and I did this myself. I just started going through, I don't know, 5 years ago. I started going through, or 4 years ago, 3 years ago, something like that. I started going when Facebook was
3 years ago.
I started going through seeing who was successful and who was not. So I was looking through all their lives, and I was watching different people's lives, and the things that if I didn't really care for, I just zoomed on by. The people may have a good personality. One critique of mine is a lot of music going on in the background, a lot of distraction. And it may be music I don't like or I don't care for. Let's put it that way. It doesn't make me comfortable, not comfortable. I'm just not relaxed in that atmosphere. And so I may love the person, but I'll just scroll on. Now, if I was a customer, that's an easy fix. I know a lot of the customers love the music, and you can still do the music. Just know that there's going to be customers that come to that who don't like your music, but they could buy hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of dollars of jewelry from you if they didn't have the music, or share, and you have a lot more customers. So that's a personal choice. But the ones that I found myself watching didn't have any distractions. They wasn't really close to a wall behind me. They had a lot of open space like this right here. It's very far behind me. It wasn't right there. I didn't feel claustrophobic, and they didn't have any distractions, no music. They were just selling, and they were very nice. They wasn't doing, anyway, I found myself just watching, and I caught myself 10 minutes later. 10 minutes had passed by, and I was just watching this random person. I'm saying, there's nothing exciting about this person, but I was relaxed while I was watching it. And that's some of the things you got to think of if you want to keep customers, or when the cold market is looking. Remember, your customers may not like everything you like, as in music or how whatever's behind you. So you got to be very careful on that, because you want the customer, unless you're just targeting customers who are just like you, and then that's where you're going to find yourself confined to. And there's nothing wrong with that if that's what you want. Me and Andrea, we lift up God a lot. We love our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. We love him to death, and we're going to lift him up. And I know that there's people, and I've seen them say, I don't want no part of that. But I'm okay with that sacrifice of losing that customer or a team member or a potential team member. We would love to give them to somebody else. If they just come and talk to us, we'll give them that. But we're going to always lift up our Lord and Savior. And there may be people who just don't like that. But me and her's already know the sacrifice of that. So there could be hundreds and thousands of people who will not even look at ours, or even, because they don't want that. They don't want that. They just don't want that. They don't believe the same way, so they don't want it. So we make that sacrifice, and I'm okay with that. But I wouldn't be okay with just music or something else that's really small. It's not a standard or a conviction in my life. I want as many customers as I can get. I want as many cold market as I can get. If the cold market loves albums, but they don't really like lives, I want to have albums so they can see it. I want as many cold market people to see and be comfortable. When they look at Andrea's Facebook, you're going to find 5 things on there that she's made herself stop and say, this is the only thing I'm going to post on my personal Facebook. I want people to know who I am. And so and when they look at that, that's what they see. And so there's a lot of little things in there, but without getting to the cold market, your warm market's going to run out. You're going to get discouraged, and it's going to take a while before your cold market starts coming in, unless you go out physically and do that. I'm redundant. I'm sorry.
That's why many of you who are new consultants are having issues after a certain point of you working your business. After that, you're like, it's not working anymore. Nobody wants to buy anymore. Because you already tackle your warm market. So they're not going to keep buying every single week unless they have tons of money, right? So you need to get new people in, which is why every single time when I have a new consultant join my team, the first thing that I challenge them to do is to book 5 parties. I tell them, I don't care if your best friend buys from you. I care for them to better do a party for you. And yes, we may have similar friends on Facebook, but it doesn't matter because she's still going to have people I don't know on Facebook. And so it is very important that you make it appealing to them, and of course you know them, so you're going to message them with a voice message instead of a regular copy and paste message. You're going to message them from your heart and from your personality, and you're going to ask them to book a party with you. But on the other side, branding is very important. Go watch your live videos. Ask your husband to watch your live videos. I really, I don't spend so much time watching my live videos anymore, but Danny does. He watches them, and he hates the cords on the background of our live videos, and he's like, that is so
electrical cord.
Yeah, he's like, that is not nice. But he can also
800 square foot in the room to do a live, and she'll park the camera right in front of the electrical cord coming out of the wall socket.
Anyway, so Danny, he's watching all of that. I'm advertising. I already told you all the different funnels I have that I sell the jewelry from. You have to have different funnels. People are not just going to like live videos, and which is why I said I don't sell that much on a live, which hopefully later on we will.
Does everybody know what funnels are?
Yes, like the different channels that we sell the jewelry from, like albums, live videos, messenger, through posting pictures, through selling in person, basket parties, whatever. And right now with the pandemic, I know that you can't get out that much, but you still can work your business and get cool market in. All right, listen, if you can send 10 friends requests every single day, go to your friends list. Go to your friends list and look at people that you may have common things with. Okay, of course, they, make sure that they're not friends with another consultant in your downline, because then everybody freaks out and they're like, why are you sending friend requests to my customer? So make sure that you're sending friend requests every single day. But not only do that, do the green light method. We have watched that on the Papa Rock Stars or the Rock Stars, whatever group it is. I always forget their name. I am so sorry. But do the green light method. And not only that, I will challenge you to just go on Facebook, and on the left side of the settings, it will say most recent. Okay, it will say most recent, and start looking at everybody that just posted on Facebook, because Facebook does not show us everything. And start looking in their profile, but not only look in their profile and comment. I would challenge you to, and I do this, I started doing this even more often now. I take 30 minutes on my timer, and sometimes I go an hour, but I look at what the person is doing in their profile, and I try to find something that we have in common, and I will message them. I will send them a voice message, or I will message them a question so that they can reply to me. Always have a question so that there starts a conversation. The other thing that I also do, I do the green light method. I do the stories. I can go through this Facebook stories, Instagram stories, and start messaging people through there, because Facebook wants to see you interacting through Messenger, not just on the profile, but through Messenger. More people are going to be able to see your lives if you would just interact. This is a network marketing business. This is not just direct sales where you just sell jewelry and people come to you and they buy. This is a network marketing business where you network with people. If you're not comfortable talking with people, if you're not comfortable being with people, then maybe you need to check yourself if you really want to be here, right? Because you got to love and want people to talk to them, and you have to come up with ideas on how creative ways to connect with them. And I check people on my most recent, and sometimes I check what was the last message I had with them. And if we haven't messaged in a while and I really don't like their content and their wall, I just delete them and I start clearing out my friends list, because I need people that I can feed off and they can feed off me. I want positive people. I want people that have bought from me. I want people that have made a connection with me. Those are the ones that I want. And many of you are new consultants. You should be starting on your business. You should have a profile. You should have a business page, and you should have a VIP group. So on your profile, you're gonna go live for the next year. Okay, maybe sometimes it will be less. But for the next year, you need to challenge to go live twice a week on your profile and just sell the jewelry, because that is the biggest advertisements that you're going to have. Once you're views have grown and your customer base has grown, then you can move over to your business page. But listen, Danny and I do our flash sale. You can still do your flash sales on your business page, whether you don't have people there over or not. You can start there, okay? But Danny and I, also Danny challenged me because he was like, you're always on your business page, but you added a lot of friends over, the several months now, and they need to know that you're selling the jewelry. I know you advertise it, but they need to see you selling the jewelry. So he challenges me to every once or 2 months, every month or every 2 months, we go live and do a marathon on our personal profile, and we move people over to our business page. How many of you have heard of the SOS plan from Shelly Ramsey? Just look it up on YouTube or just look it up on this page, and you will see her talk about it, which is basically advertising. You're doing commercials. You're posting when your jewelry comes in. You're posting a picture of you wearing the jewelry. Always have selfies. Always post the jewelry that came in. Show them a sneak peek of what you're going to show that day on the live. Always advertise. Do your fashion fix on your profile. Do your live of the party on your profile. Post your sweet stack. Many of you have this struggle that you have started the 30-day boot camp. And you did it for 30 days, and it was a success. You were working your business. You were amazing at it. You were seeing the increase. But guess what? You stopped. And you're like, well, I finished the 30-day boot camp, so I don't need to do anything else. I'm just going to keep going my life. And now you're what is it? When you're up, what's that word?
Peak.
You're on this peak, and then it goes down. Why? Because you stopped doing the things that you were supposed to do. And so you need to go back to that. Many of you here said, I'm going to go live for 30 days consecutive. I'm going to go live 30 days. I'm going to do this. Or I'm going to go live for 90 days. Yeah, but when that's done, you're going to stop. And then that whole algorithm that just went up from Facebook because you were showing up every single day, it goes down because you're not doing it anymore. So it is your job to be consistent. It is your job to choose what you're going to do every single day.
The 30-day boot camp is more, it is to show that it works, but also supposed to create a habit.
Right.
And it make you get outside your comfort zone. And if you're in anybody that's in this business, which is going to be outside their comfort zone. If you don't want to be outside your comfort zone, don't own your own business. Don't own your own business. Don't do it. Go to work. Let somebody else tell you what to do, when to clock in, when to go home, and when to go to lunch, what days you can take off. Do that. But if you want to own your own business, then it's going to be uncomfortable. You don't have anybody telling you that. You've got to tell yourself when to do this and when to do that. And step outside your comfort zone and do the things that's going to make you a success. And you've got to get it from the customer. Next. Is that right?
What are they saying?
Well, no, I tried to follow a while ago, but it just keeps going up and up.
Oh, somebody was asking if we can sell it for less than $5 or something. Sorry, I got distracted. No, you do not sell it for less than $5.
No.
Hopefully that's what you were talking about. Hopefully I didn't say anything wrong. All right. So the biggest struggle in your paparazzi business, somebody else said, I struggle with balancing my business. I struggle with time management. I struggle with follow up. Which brings me to, we've been talking about this for several weeks now on our Fearless Friday show. And, one of the biggest thing everybody struggles with, not only as a leader, but as a business owner, is because they don't have a schedule. They don't have a to-do list either. They don't know what to do every single day. And so they get overwhelmed, which is why I'm making a video that I'll be posting this week on how to create your calendar. And the reason why you have to have a calendar is not because it's going to tell you it's telling you what to do, but it can be changed depending on how your day is going. But you have things already in place, but you're not going to be able to be an efficient leader, with 15-minute calls or with a plan of action for your team members' calls. If you don't have space opens for them to book an appointment with you. They need to learn that you have a life, and then they need to abide within your life, and then they can set up an appointment with you, and you're going to get up to that place. Every single new consultant that I have on my team, I tell them, okay, if you really want this, please set up an appointment with me. If you wanted to do this as a business, set an appointment, print this out, fill it out, and then we'll be meeting up next week. And they do that because I want to give them my whole attention, and I cannot give my whole attention if I'm doing laundry, or if I'm making Danny something, or if I'm working my business in a live video. I cannot give them my fully attention. So balancing your business, it is very important that you know what to do. Once you have created a calendar, and once you have seen everything that you have to do every single day and every single week, you're going to feel so much less overwhelmed. We as women put so much in our heads that we need to do all of these things, that we get overwhelmed and then we don't do them, which is why you have to dump everything on a piece of paper and then put it into a calendar, so that you can see that you do have time, so that you can see that even though you're working another job, you can do this, so that you can see that even if you put 1 hour a day in your business, or 2 hours a day in your business, you can totally do this. I mean, Danny, before I was an elite, how much did I work in my paparazzi business?
You really want me to say?
Yes.
I'm not sure I was working. So I was gone. So I don't know. I mean,
but I was, you didn't see me like working all the time.
She didn't. She don't do like she does
and
now.
I was working another job, which I work in my other job. Yeah, so
she didn't work as much.
You will be able to find that video this week about the calendar and how to do all of that on YouTube. So we're going to go to, do you have anything to say with balancing my business? Give grace to yourself too. You're a mom, you're a wife, you may be doing other ministries, you may be working another job, you have a lot on your plate. Yeah. And sometimes, we don't give grace to ourselves.
You'll be amazed if you write it down and schedule it out, and then don't be like Andrea. Andrea loves writing down schedules. She loves getting these calendar books.
The planners.
The planners. Yeah, she loves the planners. She loves and she will just write down page after page.
Well, I used to.
Well, she loved it, but she could never follow it. She put too much down. She had all this ambition, but not enough oomph to do all of it. But do write down what you need to get done. Put it in the time schedule that you know it can be done. You'll be very surprised how much easier it is to get it done. And if you write it down to do it, I know you're your own boss and everything. I heard a very successful.
Wait a minute, before you go into that, make sure you tell them that I do follow what I'm supposed to do.
Oh, now she does. Yeah, okay. She's still.
Yeah, because don't leave me hanging in there and make me look good when I'm talking.
I was only saying that don't bite off more than you can chew. Is what I'm saying. Don't get all excited about doing, 40 hours worth of work in 10 hours. Don't do that. Be very reasonable when you do that. But if you do have a schedule, I heard a very successful
speaker
man say one time, when he makes his schedule, nobody was his boss. He said, but when I made my schedule, I had to make that schedule my boss. I couldn't change it. Now, if emergency came up, we're talking stuff like that. But just because you don't want to do something, he said it didn't matter. If my schedule was to get up at 5:30, but I didn't go to sleep till 5, I woke up at 5:30. I had to have a boss. I had to have something telling me what I needed to do to be success. Right. And so whenever you do fill out that schedule, make sure it is, reasonable that you're going to be able to get all these things done. You'll see how easy it is if you do write it down instead of just, when am I going to get all this stuff done running around? You'll start checking things off, but follow the schedule. And if it's too much and you wasn't reasonable, don't quit it. Just redo the schedule so you're able to get it done and get these things done, because people are counting on you. If you got this business, somebody's counting on you. Somebody's waiting to see if it's really real. Maybe your husband, maybe your family, somebody's waiting to see if it's really real. So they're counting on you. They're counting on you. Your children are counting on you. Your families are counting. Whatever your why is, they're counting on you. Right. So it doesn't matter how you feel that day. You follow your schedule and you get it done.
Right.
And so anyway, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
So, going back to the profile, new consultant, seasoned consultant, your profile is your resume. People see you. That's what you represent. That's your branding. No negativity. Many people say, oh, but can we not be vulnerable? There's a difference between being vulnerable and negative. Okay. I have negative moments happen in my life. I have several things happen in my life, but I'm always looking at the positive side and how can this help another person that's going through the same thing. It's not about me having a pity party. When I have a pity party, I just go to Danny, I go to bed, and I'm like, I'm not going to get up. I'm just going to go to sleep. I'm depressed. I want to quit. And then I just go to bed. And then Danny's like, okay. He's like, oh, it'll be okay. Blah, blah. I'll cry, but then the next day I get up and I just keep moving,
That'll pass.
Yeah, it will pass. So your profile is important. You do have to have a business page because you can do your flash sales from there and people can start finding you. And then once you start transitioning to there, you already have it ready. You do have to have a VIP group because you want to post pictures of the jewelry that's coming in or the jewelry that you have on hand. You can also do that on a business page, but a private group makes it even more, as a new consultant, it makes it more private. It makes it more exclusive. Makes them more like, oh, what are the girls going to do today? They can post their selfies in there. They can post their customers' reviews in there. They can post when the jewelry comes in. So the VIP group is very important. So I just wanted to touch base on that. So now we're getting into team. Okay. This is more for the leaders. What is the biggest struggle in your paparazzi business as a leader? And before we go into one of the biggest things everybody says, I do want Danny, I'm going to read the quote that Danny wrote, and he's going to go over that because this answers a lot of the struggles that several of us have as a leader. So Danny says, a good leader gives hope and vision to those who have none, and to those who do, inspire them to do the same. So can you read it better? Because I read too fast. I'm really fast. I talk really fast.
A good leader gives hope and vision to those who have none, and to those who do you inspire them to do the same. And so what it is all I was saying there. I was in a leadership course, I don't know, years ago, and they made all of us try to come up with a saying. So that original quote. So that's my original quote. Not because I was sitting there in my recliner one day trying to come up with a quote. That was. And I did want to try to come up with a code. But anyway, you want to give hope and vision to those who don't have any. A lot of your downline struggles, like we were talking about before when we was talking about, discouragement or despondency and wanting to quit because they're not selling anything. And of course they see everybody, all their friends, all their upline, they don't see their discouragement. You don't show them your discouragement. You show them, hey, look at how many pieces I sold. We're having a good time, or this other team member did a good job. So they're saying that they're not. They don't have but you want to give them hope and you want to give them vision. When they first came on board, they had hope. They had vision. They had no clue what to do with this unless they came from another direct sales company. Then they kind of knew what to do and everything like that. But somebody that's never been part of that, they had this hope. People just, they didn't know what they thinking, other than you can make money. This is easy to sell. And the jewelry is beautiful and it's nice and only for $5. Good night. Just get it in front of some people, and that is it. But when you're talking about leadership and your downlines, and people cannot envision $10,000 checks, incentives. They can envision, Andrea was talking about this other night, the mindset, and everybody's mindset's different. When years ago, Andrea has a vision board, and on the vision board, she has all her visions that she wants.
Not just paparazzi.
Not just paparazzi, everything from mission field to helping others to the house and one of those things was a $10,000 check for incentives from paparazzi. And I'm looking for a month, and I'm going, I couldn't even envision. You just can't fathom that. And a lot of people's mindset is, they know people make that. And they know people make more than that. Some people make 15, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90,000, $100,000 a month. And we know it's real, but their mindset is there's no way. There's no way. So a good leader gives hope and vision not to make a $30,000 check in a month because they can't fathom it. It's not tangible. They've never touched $30,000 in a check coming to them once a month, or even imagine coming in 2 times a month or 3 times a month. But you can give them hope and a vision. Now their vision, their long-term goal, yes, like Andrea had on there, a $10,000 check on her vision board, long-term goal. But how about a hope for something that is tangible to them? Your downlines that are struggling, they don't have any hope in it, so they're not going to put a lot of effort into the business. So that hope is what is tangible to them. Each one could be different. So maybe you need to get with them. Maybe a tangible, some people can get $2,500 or $5,000 from their taxes in a year, and maybe that's tangible to them. And so maybe that can give hope. How about let's see if we can work up to $2,500 on this. What have we got to do to reach this? What have we got to do? What does your downline have to do? How many people do you need? How much jewelry needs to be sold from these legs? What is it? What kind of plan can we have? You need to get that hope back in there, the ones that are struggling. We're not talking about running your business or selling or printing off invoices or anything like that. We're talking about team members. How can you get your team members, give them that hope and encouragement? How do you give them that vision? Give them something that's tangible. If it's a $500 a month is what's tangible to them, but not $1,000, but $500 a month, then let's work on the $500. Give them that hope. Hey, this is real to me. I know what I'm making now. I could probably make $750 a month or $1,000 a month. That's tangible. You want to give them some hope and a vision to work towards. Don't give them something at 10,000. Give them something that 1 or 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 downline with an incentive plus what they sell. They can make that $2,500 a month or that $500 a month, whatever that individual is. If they don't have a big downline, then focus on what they can make on their selling in their business. How to get new customers in. How can they make $250 extra a month to pay that car bill or for that gas or for the kids' clothes, whatever. Give them something tangible. Maybe add another $100 to it, and see if they can't make that. Let's get that goal down. Let's give them some hope. Let's give them some vision, what to work toward. Not everybody that's life of the party diamond. They're only got 5 customers right now. What do you so it'd be hard for them to buy that much. Each individual customer, each individual downline's got to have something tangible, something that they can put hope in. Because if you tell them, you're going to try to get them $5,000 this month, they make $25 this week from selling jewelry. They're having a hard week. Right. Give them something.
It's so important that you have communication with your team members. And I'm talking about your personally sponsored. And not only that, but maybe people that don't have a personally sponsored on your downline. I work with so many on my downline that are not my personally sponsored, but I have to know what they want from me, and I have to know what their vision is, and I have to be realistic with them.
And they have to be realistic with themselves. And some people say, that questionnaire, how much do you want to make a month?
And they tell me 10,000. I'm like,
and what are you making now?
Right.
I'm making $7.50
right. an hour. So I, as a leader, have to tell them that, let's just start from here and there. And if you ask any of my newest team members, because I have never been all the time, I have never been this way all the time. Okay. I learn as I grow. And with my newest consultants, I'm like, okay, let's work towards selling 100 pieces this month. That's your goal. And, and we both get excited that they sold $500 in 1 month. We're like so excited.
That's exciting for them. That's tangible.
It is tangible. They can see that there is proof and that it's working. And so they're all excited. And then I reward them. Like I'm going to talk about Desi. Desi and Shaquila are a mom and daughter's team. And guess what? Desi made her vision board with her mom. And on her vision board, she had a Chromebook in there. She had tangible things for her that she wanted. Well, this past month, in the month of August, this month, she was able to buy herself a Chromebook. She said, Mama, I'm going to buy myself a Chromebook. I have the money.
How old is she?
She is like, I don't know. She's like so young. She's like maybe
11,
12. Yeah, something like that. I mean, that's a business owner mentality, girl.
Yeah.
And so anyway, the whole point is, Danny's talking about my $10,000 check, but what he doesn't know is that years before that, I have my vision board, and one day I'm going to show all the pictures. Maybe I'll post it tomorrow because I still have my vision board. But my first step was, yes, I wanted to be, all the ranks in there that we had. We actually had a picture of all the ranks, and I start check marking. I wanted director. That was my first step. I wanted premier director. That was my second step. And as I was working towards premier director, there was no executive director. It was from premier director to producer. And I was like, I was working just on Premier Director, but I couldn't not get it. But that was my goal. That was what I was going to work for. And then we became producers. So we skip all the other two. But the whole point is you cannot just say, oh, I want to be an elite when you're a star consultant and a director and you haven't even hit all the other ranks and you're not helping your team members get to where they need to be.
But you have to give hope and vision to those who have none. Those you know who they are. They're discouraged, not those just in a little slump, but help them with the cold market, help them to market, help them get through that, help them to get more customers. And those customers, as you know, become consultants. And so they can start being on their downline that way. But give them something tangible. Make sure it's wrote down. There's a goal. And then the rest of that quote is, and those who do have hope and vision, that's in your downline, that's under you, have them do the same thing to their downline. Give them hope and vision. Make sure that's being a leader. You're doing the same thing. You're giving your leader, you're giving your downline hope and vision. And so you want to make sure that once they have hope and vision, they can turn around and give it to themselves. You want to make it as easy as duplicatable. How do you say that in sign language? I don't know. I just messed that up. Duplicatable. Okay, yeah. All right. I said that better in my mouth. But anyway, duplicate it. Give them hope. Each one is an individual person. And man, good night. Give them something to work towards and keep them from using all their credit cards once they do hit their first goal to buy a lot more jewelry. We had one person do that. And they got excited and maxed out their credit cards buying jewelry because they were so excited. That surprised me when they did that. And then that hurt them later, because their warm market did slow down and they wasn't doing any cold market in. And so then they had a credit card bill. So, yeah, you got to be very careful.
We don't encourage that.
I don't encourage that. No, just take whatever money you're getting from selling your jewelry, turn around and use it to buy new jewelry.
Do the power of 15.
Yeah, power of that. Yeah, don't do that. That's happened to us.
So how, they're struggling with motivating and empowering their team. So what would your answer be again? For leaders who are struggling to motivate their team.
You got to give them hope and vision. You got to give them something tangible. And if they're already distressed and discouraged, you got an extra step to go. And it's not like they're brand new anymore and they're psyched out, they're ready to go, and now they're discouraged. And now they got to do a lot more work. Now they got to so you got to give them some hope, give them something tangible and say, hey, let's work on this right here. You can only motivate so far. You can't necessarily hold their hand all the time. They got their own business, but you don't want to lose them either. You want to encourage them. You want to, shoot out text, say, hey, thinking about you, how you doing today? But they still got to stand on their own 2 feet, but they have to have some type of hope. Give them something tangible. Give them something tangible.
And please work with your new consultants. I know that's the hardest thing. And especially when you have an upline that has all the tools for you, our team, United Fashionistas, and you're like, oh yeah, just go to the units, girl. You'll be fine. And then you just let them be. That is not how it works. You have to walk them through it. You have to give them a checklist. Use the Launching Strong. Watch for a video on how to train a new consultant. That is very, very important. That you are helping.
You can do the same thing with the people who are discouraged and to help motivate them. So hey, let's just start all over. Let's call it a strike.
Let's start with the 30-day boot camp.
Let's start all over again. Let's do this together. I'm here for you. I'm not going to do your work for you.
Right.
But I'm here to encourage you and to look at how you're doing. And then we'll go from there. Let's just start all over and start like we're starting all over again. And here's our goal for that month. For this month right here, this is something tangible.
Keep them accountable.
This is where we want to hit, okay? And let's shoot for that.
Right. So what another leader said that one of their biggest struggle as a leader is to have a line between leading and pushing.
Well, number one, you'd rather pull than push. That shows a true leader is people want to follow, and boy, that hurts. That hurts. But honestly, not everybody's going to follow, and so sometimes a little motivation, sometimes a little harsh, not unkind, but a little harsh motivation every once in a while. Somebody, needs to get out of their glooms and their discouragement. Sometimes you have to speak straight to them, and sometimes they just need love. They're going through hard times, a lot of other things going on in their life. And but 90% should be leading, pulling them with you, pulling them up with you, and then when you say pushing, mean if you're meaning pushing as in trying to motivate them and be harsh to them, that's very very few times.
You're not controlling, but I think when this leader was asking that, she was saying that she struggles with, between the line between leading and pushing, is that she was like, I see their potential, but now they have all these excuses, and I see the potential that they have, and I want to push them, but I don't know where to go. Like, I don't know what to do with them.
Mostly, everybody does this. I mean, sometimes it just don't help. I mean, you see the potential, and sometimes it gets to the point where you just have to let that person just back off for a little bit, and they come back later. Always be encouraging to them. Send them a text every once in a while, see how they're doing, even if they're not. And then when everything, straightens out or whatever like that, they may want to come back. But I like that as in leadership to push, not as in pushing because you're trying to be harsh to them, but pushing them ahead to their next level with your encouragement and your motivation and your challenges, and you're leading by your example, what you're doing, how you're doing your business. That's the best way to lead it. If you're doing lives, you're doing out there, you're doing the cold market, you're doing everything you need to be. You're filling your inventory up every time you sell, and you replenish it. You always have pieces here. You're always there for your customers, and you're doing leadership trainings and things like when you're leading by example, you're pulling, but the pushing, like I like to visualize, is the motivation, giving challenges. If somebody is struggling, try to set a 10 or 15 minute time in your schedule, not an hour, but a 10 or 15 minute time in your schedule. And then with the emails or text or messages, find out all the issues before that 10 or 15 minutes. So when you're there, you don't have to go through all that. You can already have a plan, and you can help motivate them, push them. If it's one of those you have to start all over again, show compassion, be encouraging. Hey, we know you can do this. Let's do this right here. Let's just start all over. That's pushing them into the next level, pushing them back up on their feet, helping them up. And but if that doesn't work, you've done everything you could. Sometimes you just have to step back. Sometimes you just have to step back and then let them come back to you when they're ready. That's happened to us many, many times where people have left and then came back and then rocked it. They rocked it. They rocked it when they came back. So sometimes maybe you just have to step back if you've done everything you could and they just don't have that mindset or the want to.
And have communication. Don't just assume. We're not the perfect leaders. When I can think back of different consultants that join with me, and they're like, well, you never did the launching strong with me, Andrea. And I'm like, I just made it. I'm like trying to follow my own PDF files, and I'm trying to follow all these ideas that I have. I struggle with that too. So, communicate. Don't just assume that we are not thinking of you. Don't just assume that we don't care about you. We have also our business to run. We also have our family to run. We also have ministries to run. And so, it's not an excuse, but also communicate. It's not wrong to just, message your upline and just say, hey, I'm going to start. Here's what I'm doing. Here's where I'm going to start. Just let them know what you're going to start. And you never know. I'm personally, when people message me and they're telling me what they're doing, I love it. And I'm like, she's a go-getter. Like, I'm going to contact them. I had a Spanish lady. She has been doing paparazzi for several years. She went, she backed off, and then she came back. Several of the people that she was hanging out with, they were like, oh, Andrea, all she cares about is just working with people that have PV, just working with people that are recruiting. She doesn't care about all of us that we're struggling with. Like, she doesn't know me. Does that hurt? Yes. People will always talk about you. And so then she came back and she started doing the 30-day boot camp. Those people that were negative, they left. They're not no longer in our team. And guess what? She messaged me and she said, Andrea, she messaged me something just a few days ago. And I said, listen, let's set up an appointment. Let's work a plan game with you. I want to work with you if you're not having somebody that is working with you. She's on my 6th level. Okay. But she is trying. She is being consistent. And she has shown, she was so excited that she sold 30 pieces in last month because she hasn't been selling anything. And so she started doing the boot camp, and she's like, oh, now I'm selling like 100 pieces this month, And so I want to work with those people that that have a right mindset, that are, that they know what they want, and they're not afraid that I'm going to push them, because this is the business I want. I don't have anybody to really push me. Danny Russ doesn't really know everything that I do. So he can't keep me accountable. So I have to keep myself accountable.
I used to, but then she just outgrew me. I tell you, she just does so much. For the longest time, though, she really spent, Trent Kirby always said you need to spend 80% of time on your business, 20% time on your downline. Andrea never did that. She had always spent like 90% of her time on her downline and trainings. It took her years to get all these trainings and then update them and then the lives came out and she started stuff. I mean, it took her a long time, and so our business struggled, our business, we sold, but our business struggled.
In 2018, yeah.
And finally, that hurt 2018.
Because we did the Faith Over Fear.
Yeah, we did the Faith Over Fear tour all over the country, and that hurt our business, as in selling and having that cold market, like I was telling y'all about.
Customers.
Yeah, customers.
They left.
Yeah, we don't have the same customers we had before, and that's our fault. And so she buckled back down, got all this other boot camps and all these other things done. The trainings are available. I mean, a lot of hours and sweat and sleepless nights for Andrea went into all those. So that didn't come quickly. That came over years. So please don't take that for granted. She really worked hard on that. And I think it's a great success. I'm very proud of her. But for a while now, we have been doing 80% business and 20% downline. I'm so proud of her for doing that. That was hard for her to let go. It was hard. But a little over time, she did that. She started following her schedule. And can you believe it? Our business just started exploding. It surprised me. And we talk about tangible from incentives. We passed that tangible thing for me 2 or 3 years ago about incentive checks. But then how much we sell in a month is, I know other of y'all have done this and hit so much a month. But when Andrea hit that first, whatever amount that was, and I found out, because that, to me, I haven't seen that yet. I've seen from the incentives and the downlines, but from our personal, I was awestruck. Awestruck, because it wasn't tangible. That much, sell that much for what we're doing in 1 month, and then the next month we did the same thing, all because we're focusing 80% on the business. And man, it's just been blowing up and blowing up and blowing up, and not that many more different customers every time we do lives. It's not like we have 200. I've seen a lot of lives have 100, 200 people on their lives. We average between 20 and 40. Most time in between that, on our lives, as we're doing our lives, people drop off, come on. And so we don't have a whole bunch, but our sales there's different people every time we go live. I'm adding new customers every time we go live. There's somebody new every time. So that cold market that we've been working on for the last 6 months.
No, a year now.
Well, it's just, I'm saying, hey, we added 3 more new people today that bought. And then there's 4 others who was watching to ask questions. That cold market, it just keeps coming in and it keeps coming in, and that averaging between 20 and 40. Other ones are dropping off, other ones are coming on. So it doesn't mean only had 20 people watching, but for that 2 or 2.5 hours, the 3 hours that we're doing live, it just amazes me. And it's more and more, and the stuff that she does for her 5-minute every day at lunchtime sales on her albums. She's focusing on that. It's 80% on the business. It's amazing. I'm awestruck by her doing this. I'm so proud of her. There's somebody's dog. Whose dog was that?
That was Lisa's.
Oh, I thought it was a funny call. I didn't see. Oh, yeah, 4 dogs. So I'm just saying, don't get hung up on your downlines. Make sure they have the tools. Make sure you do the encouraging, but stick to doing your business. Stick to doing your business.
Work with people. Like, I still work with people every day.
Yes, he does.
They still come over to my house, but I'm only spending 20% of my time with them. My leaders, one of the things that I'm going to be teaching them when we go do our elite retreat in November is that they can't be spending an hour a day with every single downline they have and every team member that they have. They start with a plan of action. That's 1 hour the first time, but after that, they just need to meet with them for 15 minutes every week, and that's it. Like, you shouldn't be they need to work their business too.
Yeah.
So, that is very important. Somebody asked me if ManyChat has really helped me. I haven't used ManyChat. The only thing I use ManyChat on is the growth tools. So whenever a customer comments with the new word, they comment new on my comments, and then they will get a message from me as soon as they commented on my live. And that basically has really helped me with ManyChat, but I haven't used ManyChat sending out text reminders because you know, there's a lot of changes that ManyChat's having right now, and I can't keep up with it, and I don't want my page to be shut down. So what I've been doing is, you guys know that I have a VIP messenger group, and Danny's not even in it. He should be, because he should see all the pieces that I sell every single day that he doesn't see.
That's amazing to me. I mean,
you know, my friend Emily,
focused.
she is in it, and she buys from time to time, but we were talking on the phone. She was like, Andrea, do you know that you sold all those 50 bracelets? And then I'm like, I didn't even know. Like, I'm not even keeping track. Like, I'm like,
I saw those funnels she's talking about. Those funnels.
Yeah, exactly.
That's growing your business. That's growing your business and keeping it out there.
But every single time I go live, I share that in my live. I share my lives to my VIP customers. I share them in there. I share them to my timeline. I share them into my VIP group. I share them, you know, my VIP group. And so, you know, I keep sharing them, and so they jump on, and because they know when we're on.
See, we already have that gave me hope and vision. That gave me hope and vision for the business, because I was worried about the business, you know, because I don't want to just depend on incentives. I want to depend upon it depends on us. It depends on her and me going, go, Andrea, go. You know, I want something that we can do. I can't really make everybody do their own business. We can encourage and motivate, and
we can inspire them.
Yeah, but we can only have hands-on in ours. So that gave me hope and gave me vision. You should know what my vision is. I got a vision.
So several of you said, do you go live on your business page? I do, because I have already built my customer base. But just like I said, like 30 minutes ago, we still do marathons on our profile, because we want to bring all those new friends that we just made. We bring them over to our business page. And I still do my little commercials sometimes when pieces come in, you know, my posts and everything. I know that I need to be more, you know, intentional too, as well, just like you have to be.
Well, just let you know, because she's been on her business page for so long, and we started challenging her to go on her where she has all her friends.
Several new people.
You know, and she went, you know, a marathon, whether we went live every day for that week or so many hours in a couple of days of the week, whatever she was going to do. That brought over to our business page, I don't know, 5 to 10 to 15 new customers. Right off just doing that once a month, and bringing them over from her Facebook page over to her business page. So that's cold market, bringing it in. Actually, that's a little bit warm market. They already know you, and so that adds value to it. What's the last one?
So basically, you know, for those of you who are asking, we are having a video that's going to be this Saturday. Is going to be posted Saturday about Messenger, about my Messenger VIP group. You should have a profile, you should have a business page, and you should have a VIP group, which is just a regular group that you have. Everybody should have that, and everybody should be using that, whether you have interaction or not. You should be using those, and they have different purposes, and I can totally make a video on what the purposes are. I thought I did, but I may not have. And somebody asked, so which one is better? There is no better. They all have different, what's the word?
You just said it.
They all have different, every single one has different targets. What's the word?
I'm not sure I don't know.
Well, they all have a different purpose.
That's what I just said.
I didn't hear you.
I said purpose.
And everything has been done organically. We have been doing this for 8 years now. And I started with less than 50 friends on Facebook, and now we have, I don't know how many friends. But we are getting close.
For the 5 years before that, there was no Facebook Live.
So I did everything.
Fairs, events. I mean, even after Facebook Live, she did fairs, events.
Yeah, you can also do Zoom to do your parties and everything. I use the Shopify app. I use everything. We'll be posting the video on Shopify as well, because I just made an account for one of my team members that won a challenge for us. So she has her Shopify store now. So you guys are going to be seeing that video as well in English and Spanish. Is it necessary to give away the farm when doing lives? I see all these games being played for free jewelry giveaways. If you work towards life of the party goal and above, it doesn't hurt as much. Okay, but you do have to incentivize people. You don't need to have all of these games, but it does help to get people engaged and everything. Danny, when Danny and I don't do the chicken timer, which is another video that I need to write down all of this. I need to do the chicken timer video. I love the chicken timer. If you were to watch one of our shows, we have a timer. We started with a kitchen timer, and we just put it on, and whoever was the last person that I saw on my screen, they comment. They get a free piece. And I used to give more, but now we're down to a one free piece because we let it go off several times. And then I went to Cracker Barrel, and we have chickens. We have a chicken farm kind of thing.
Chicken. It's a kitchen timer, but it's a chicken.
It looks like a chicken. So now everybody loves the chicken timer, and we still give jewelry away, and it helps us with comments. So our regulars will always
Hostess rewards.
Yeah, we give all Hostess rewards. We don't sell the Hostess rewards. We used to, but now that for tax purposes, we have to pay taxes on those free pieces, and I just rather not deal with it because I get so many Hostess rewards. That's because I'm at that point now. You can't compare my journey with your journey. So I used to before then, I used to sell all the Hostess rewards. I would take pictures of them. I would post them. I would sell them. Now we just give them all away. We just give them all away. Or we put them in our trailer to sell as well. But now we're just giving it away. And Love of the Party Gold, you get double Hostess rewards.
And that keeps them commenting on that timer game. It keeps them commenting. It just keep them engaged and because they want to win. And they do. They talk a lot.
I would rather have Shopify. And on my last video on Friday, I think it was Fearless Friday, you can see why I like Shopify better. So the last question, the biggest struggle that somebody had was like, how can I struggle with providing value for my team regularly. Well, the reason we struggle with providing value is because if you're working your business, you're going to be able to provide value. Okay. If you're plugged into your team's leaders page, you're going to be able to provide value. I don't care if I copy and paste. That's what you're supposed to do. If your team member challenges you because I saw that same post on Andrea, well, it doesn't matter. That was important to me, so I'm going to repost it. When I first started as a leader, I used to go to Michelle Johnny's page every single time, every single day. And everything that she posted, I will repost it on my group, on my team group. And I would go to my other uplines. Some others were more active than the others, but I would regularly go to Michelle Johnny's because she was always active and she's one of my uplines. And so I would take information that I thought it was good, that we should have as a team. And so I tell my leaders that they can take any information that I have and share with their teams. If I do any giveaways, all they have to do is just pick one winner for them, even if they want to, or they can just share what giveaways we have. For their team to participate. Leaders participate in the challenges so that their team can see that they're also plugging in. You ought to plug in. You ought to work with your upline. If you don't have an upline that's active, the biggest thing that you can do is watch trainings on YouTube, watch the Fearless Friday, watch this page, and whatever you took out, share with your team. Go live for 5 minutes and share what you learned. Go type it down and just put your notes in there. You have to be plugged in every single day. Not only as a business owner, you're plugged in for your customers, but the problem that we have with leadership is that you're not plugging in every single day. And you're like, but nobody's seeing it, Andrea. Nobody's liking it. Nobody liked it before either. When I was a director and I have 4 or 5 people on my team group, they will all go to Michelle Johnny's group because they have more people in it, but I didn't care. I would just keep posting because it was for me. I was the one that was going to become consistent, posting every single day on my team group. And for the past 8 years, that's what I've been doing. Every single day I post on my team group, except that I got in Facebook jail because somebody reported me because I post too much. But anyway, I still post on Danny's account, so I'm still posting. That's why Danny gets so many notifications. So anything that you want to say, if you're not inspired, you're not going to be able to provide content. If you're not working your business, you're not going to be able to provide content. That's why many leaders get dried out because they're not working their business. And I can't provide content for you if I'm not working my business, which is why years ago when I was working for my team and I was doing all of these things, I had content to provide. you know. But then I'm like, okay, what's next? What videos do I do now? Well, I started working my business, so now I have videos to provide for you. You know, all the time you have to be creative. So providing value for my team and just be you. What you're struggling with, look for the positive side, share that with your team. Listen, I was struggling with my sales. I didn't get any viewers, but guess what? I did this, and I started doing the 30-day boot camp, and this helped me. Let's do it together or something. You know, do the 30-day boot camp inside of your group. Do it on your chat. Do it with your team. You know, just take whatever was posted on that day, make it your own, or just take it, copy and paste it. You know, it doesn't matter what they say. If they say, oh, you're just copying from Andrea, I don't care. You know, let them not watch it. Anything you want to say about that?
Are you okay?
Yes.
Yeah. It's a business. It's a business. It's a business. The jewelry does sell.
Yes.
The jewelry does sell. People love the jewelry. Ladies and gentlemen love the jewelry. They just do. If you go to a fair, or you go to an event, you can see that. Of course, with the COVID, you can't do that now. But hopefully one day that can return. But the jewelry will sell. So the only thing is, we just got to get it in front of people.
Thank you, Tish.
You got to get in front of people to buy. That's it. That's it.
Yes.
Keep it in front of the cold market. Give hope. Help those who's on your downline. Give them some hope and vision. Put something in front of them that's tangible, and start working from there. Start working from there. Don't let them go overboard buying the stuff and go into debt. Do that. How do you get? That's the chicken.
Go bring the chicken really quick.
That's the chicken. How do you get people to engage? That stinking chicken and give it away live. Get free pieces.
Yeah, give away free pieces for sharing. You know, just give away when they're interacting. You know, I think it was 2 weeks ago I did the chicken timer on a Fearless Friday Live, and I said, okay, somebody's going to get something. Oh, I think that was on my team group. Sorry. Okay, we're gonna do that here. What are we gonna give away, Danny? What are we gonna give away to this crowd right here that's on right now?
What do you mean give away to everybody? Or
no, just want the last person to comment.
Oh, what are we going to give away?
Yeah, what are we going to give away? What do you want to give away?
Seriously? I don't know.
Okay, it'll be a surprise when you get it. Okay,
yeah,
so we're going to take a. I'll do the surprise. So okay, so we're going to.
Hold on.
Oh, that'll be a lot. A lot.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, we ain't gonna do that.
Daddy's a giver, but no, we ain't do that. I'm gonna send you a box.
I was gonna do something good.
I know he was gonna do something good. Mine is good too, but his was really expensive, and I didn't
know how much it cost.
Yeah. So yeah, it was a lot. Okay, so we're gonna do the chicken timer right now, and we
don't know if the chicken timer works. We've been using it so much it clocks. It ticks, but it don't go off.
All right, so here we go. We're going to put the timer while we're asking. So put your questions down or just comment with whatever stood out from this video. Oh, let's do that. Whatever stood out from this video, comment below. Okay, how do you find the boot camp? And we're having the timer. Whoever is the last person I see on my screen will get the prize. Okay, I don't care if you're on my downline or not. Where do I find a 30-day boot camp? You just type in the comments, 30-day boot camp with Andrea Hutcheson. Okay, so we have the timer going. Well, I'm going to put it right here. Okay, you're going to hear the chicken. Okay, you're just a man. Thank you, guys.
How do you get people to engage when you live? My problem, people are not engaging on
the timer. The timer is really good. Games are really good.
Yeah, that's one way.
You know, it depends. If you're like, hello, everything is $5. Look at this ring. It is only $1 million. I'm just kidding. It's $5. Comment with.
I like it when the customers start engaging with each other about the jewelry. Instead of us having to answer. I love that.
Thank you for the 80 and 20 rule. They're thanking you for the 80 and 20 rule. Consistency is key. Going at my own pace. Keep advertising. Provide value for your team. We appreciate your knowledge and care for us. Do you do games a lot? We only do the chicken. That's it.
Yeah, sometimes we do a spin the wheel whenever she's doing something.
That was a long time ago.
She evolved and she does so many different things. One of these days she's gonna get tired of the chicken and do something else.
Yeah.
But
we do the mannequin too. When Misty came over, we used the mannequin and that was so much fun. So now I'm gonna use it always on my lives. we were like, do you think this will go with the mustard shirt?
And then they'll give you all kinds of advice on that. Oh no, well that's pretty. Oh, that ain't gonna go when they put it together with the jewelry. And
Never
go, wow.
give up. Where are you located? We live in Georgia. Consistency pays off. What's the chicken game? This is the chicken game. It's just a timer.
It's just a timer, and then your customers, you tell the customers, whenever this goes off, the last person we see, or Andrea sees comment, wins a free piece. And we do this once we do that, we give the name, we say congratulations. She does it again. She may give away 4 or 5 pieces during the live, and so people keep commenting because they want to win a free piece, and so they'll keep commenting. And
scheduling. We'll try the chicken game. I understand the 80 and 20 rules now. See, people understand me when you're with me. See, sometimes they tell me to talk really fast, which I do, but
She gets excited.
I get excited.
I like it.
Reap what you sow. Would you recommend Shopify store over a Square store or both? No, I would recommend Shopify. You can get Shopify Lite, which is $9 a month. Once you start your trial, it will ask you how do you want your plan, and you can choose Shopify Lite. You don't even have to call. And I'm posting that video on Saturday so that I can show you what it looks like. But Shopify Lite, it's really good because it connects to your Facebook page, and now you have Facebook Shop, which Facebook is advertising.
So the chicken's still going. It's going to go off. So I see a lot of people commenting.
Yeah, you're a wonderful couple. Thank you. I love me, Danny. I've been doing the 90-day boot camp, and I missed that question. Thank you for your time. And the timer supposed to.
I told you a chicken don't know how to lay eggs no more.
Okay, our timer is kind of like.
Is it gonna go off?
No,
oh, it's still going.
No, it didn't go off, Danny. Shame. Go bring the other timer. It usually works, but lately it hasn't been working because we use it so much.
We need to go back to Cracker
Barrel. Yeah, we need to go buy another. Okay, we're gonna give you a few more minutes. Give me a second. But we still show it on our live. We still show it. Look at the little chicken. It's just a timer, and then it makes a big noise. And then the last person that commented on my screen wins. Okay. You got it? Okay. All right, perfect. That's what I was going to put it on. Green light method. Yes. Not only the green light method on Messenger, but use the recent post on Facebook. Rosemary, I learned from you. Oh, thank you. Write my plan down on paper. You guys, you need a vision board, you guys. You need a tangible vision board. A vision. Danny, what do you think about my vision boards?
I think they're great. I think they're great.
They are awesome. I have been able to check mark so many things off there. So have goals.
Timer's still going.
I should get me some chicken.
We got a regular timer that just
be consistent. Cute chicken. Thank you for the love. Oh, thank you, Tracy. Have so many trainings, you guys. And as a leader, you should at least do once a month a Zoom meeting, or you should do like.
Oh, there's the last one you saw.
Okay, that's the last person I saw. Jackie Guadalupe.
Jackie Guadalupe, you won. And then I would normally play.
And this is what Danny does on our live, you guys.
When the chicken goes off.
This is what he plays. He tries me not with his little apps.
When the chicken goes off, and she goes, hey, and he says the name, and I just got this little app thing. I'll do that. And then, congratulations! Congratulations! All right.
Oh my God! I didn't think you were gonna embarrass me on a team training.
Anyway.
So congratulations, Jackie Guadalupe. Yeah. Make sure that you message us with your address.
Congratulations, Jackie. All right, making the vision board. Oh, and this is just a little button app. It don't play music, copyright, or anything like that.
This is what we do on our live videos.
Instant buttons.
It's called instant buttons on the app. But you got to be careful on what songs you download.
Well, I mean, it's just a little 3-second clip.
Mary, that's my husband, Danny. He is a crazy person. Yes. So, Jackie Guadalupe, make sure that you message us.
All right.
All right.
And then we start our live. We just get them going like when she's ready to go. First piece, we play a little Rocky to get it going, you know. Just try to make it exciting. But anyway, turn it off. Anyway,
Oh my goodness.
I like it.
He loves it and I hate it. I get over it, but then I get over myself. So that's how people love us, because we are really real. We will fight in the middle of our video.
Well, you fight. I just humbly sit there.
And then he puts, what's that song that you put that in?
Oh yeah, when she starts saying all kind of
Oh
stuff,
my
I love my
goodness.
husband, and I go, what? You love? I love you, baby. Oh, you look so pretty. Oh yeah.
Look at me. I'm a brown person, but I'm getting red. Oh. Who is the lady signing? That is Miss Lisa. She is also one of our ASL team members, and she helps us with our training so much. I love her. She is Lisa. Please tell them that you're going to be creating a YouTube video and you're going to be translating several videos, please.
Yes,
I mean, okay, so how can they find you on YouTube?
On YouTube at Colagrossi Glamouri Jewelry. So that would be COLAGROSSI. And then Glamouri, GLAMOURI. I need to change it, I think.
That's right.
Let's just make a YouTube channel with your name, Lisa
Colagross. And it's COLAGROSS.
So she is awesome. Yeah. Our team has several deaf consultants and we love them. And Lisa has been able to help us train them. And that's why I decided to do this video with her, because I know that several of you also have different team members that are deaf consultants. So we wanted to also be a blessing today to them. So thank you guys so much for joining us. And we will be posting several videos on YouTube. So make sure that you find us at Andrea Hutcheson on YouTube. And we also have a Spanish channel for Spanish consultants, which is Andrea Hutcheson Español. So we will see you guys later. Thanks so much for joining.
Thank y'all. Thank you so much. No, I hope I don't know anything but what I just seen and I'm experienced with Andrea, of course, in my business life, but in this, and I don't claim to know everything. I just know about the coal market and about marketing and getting that in front of the customers is very, very, very important. Whatever you got to do to get it in front of people, have new people, whatever it is, don't just listen to what I say or somebody else says, how to get coal market. Think of something your own. It's your business. Get some names so that you can contact them and tell them who you are and follow up with them, whatever it is. Think outside the box. Get outside your comfort zone. Get the people to see the jewelry. The jewelry will sell. The jewelry will sell. Livestock. Don't sell livestock unless you are a livestock. Unless you're a farmer, rancher. Facebook Live is wonderful, but that Facebook Live cannot be the be-all, end-all. I mean, are there other ways to sell? Think outside the box. Get in front of new people.
Like Zoom.
Get in front of people.
Be the first one. I mean, I'm sure there's several that do Zoom now. Be one of them. Yeah. Now parents are learning how to do Zoom, so do a Zoom with them. Do a party with them. Sorry. You're the one. Oh, somebody said, does your husband sell the jewelry?
Sometimes I do. Sometimes she calls me and says, hey, I'm not going to be home. I need to do the little divas. She can't give me adult stuff, right? So she goes, can you do the little divas? So my, big hand's trying to pick up the little jewelry, so I'll sell that. Or she's gone and it's time to do a Tuesday night live or a Thursday night live. I've had to do that, and I've sold jewelry doing that. And step outside my comfort zone, do it for my wife. My wife is a hard worker. She's been consistent, and I'm all of her. And she's wonderful, and she's helped so many people. She's helped our lifestyle, and so we're able to help others more. So yes, I'll do lives. I'll step outside my comfort zone and call this little silver thing hanging down here around the blue something, what you call it, and it's medium length. I'll do those things. And are you turning red again? Do I need to play that little button?
Congratulations, Leah. Danny, the last thing, any advice for the husbands if they're watching?
I bet they know husbands watching.
Honey, just say it. They're gonna make them watch. They're gonna make their husbands watch this. Yeah, clean out your friends list, sister.
Yeah, husbands, those who aren't on board yet, read the policies and procedures from Paparazzi. They're not just like any other company or direct sales company. There, it was 2 years before I said, well, just let me see the direct sales. I always thought there were just some other MLM, multi-level marketing. And I didn't say it was bad. I just thought it was just like anything else. I didn't know much about it. And 2 years into it, and I was helping her a little bit, not much. And so and the policies and procedures are not very long. It's like a page, 2 pages.
It's long.
No, it ain't.
It's about 4 pages.
Well,
maybe more than that.
But it's not very
anyway,
hard.
But it's
not a very hard read. And so I took it out, and I was so impressed with it. I was so impressed that everybody on top is not making all the money. It's as fair as it could be possibly across the board to everybody that works it. And I just thought it was like every other company, but it's not. Have them read the policies and procedures and show them that it's not just somebody up top making the money. And then, get them around other people who have, if you have any friends, get with their husbands, when they come here and Andrea brings consultants here, they bring their husbands. We sit down and talk, and I just tell them everything from the very beginning. I don't try to sell them on anything to get behind their wives, but more times than not, when they leave here, they're ready to do whatever, to help their wife, because this stuff is real. Those checks are real. Being consistent and the struggles, everybody has them. Every single person has them. It's all the same. Now, there are people who are more gifted at gab.
Love you, Maria.
And it can present it easier just because they have a gift. There's other people who don't. Some rise slower than others, but all rise.
I was one of them. Slower.
All rise. They all rise.
Still rise. Fashionistas.
And so just had to see something tangible. And so, and the sooner the husbands get behind it, the better. But again, on the wife's side, the one who's selling the jewelry, the husband still, want to see something out of it. So don't complain all the time, and you're not doing anything, and you're not spending any time with him anymore, but you're not showing no money for it either. What's going on? What's wrong? I mean, take the advice from those who know what they're doing and success at the business, and do it and be consistent, and at least show your husband that, hey, this is working, and he'll get on board. But if he don't see any of the things, and plus you don't spend time with him, he ain't gonna get on board. He ain't gonna get on board. If there's no money, there's no love, there's no food, there's no whatever, y'all usually, but it's all gone. He's got to see something to show for your effort. So take advice from everybody on your upline. It works. Everything I just said, Andrea said, it works. It's not just something we learned from off of a YouTube somewhere, although we've got a lot of trainings off of YouTube.
Yeah, we got training on taxes too. Somebody asked about taxes. We got a training on taxes.
It all works. Everything we said works. Works for any single person out there who does this. The branding, the marketing, the 30-day boot camps, the getting the cold market, putting in front of people, doing whatever you can, being consistent. It works. Not just for somebody, it works for everybody. And if it's not working, then there's something you're missing. Consistency, or you just want your warm market out. There's a reason why. It's not just you, unless you just, have a horrible.
Somebody said, I wish my husband was supportive. Well, Danny, I
wasn't supportive. Well, I wasn't non-supportive either. I thought it was just.
He was just like in the middle.
I thought it was just like her selling Mary Kay or Malaluka, just stacked up in my closet.
Still buy Malaluka.
Malaluka is good stuff, but she couldn't sell it. And so she didn't try very hard. Mary Kay won, and it just kept piling up. So when she went to Paparazzi, I never heard of Paparazzi. I just thought it was another. And I said, well, great, okay, but if you want it, you got to work it. I'm not going to help you. I'm not going to build. I'm not going to take. I'm not going to go. And boy, she did. I did, either just to prove it to me or whatever. And then I saw the results of it. It was slow. This is way before Facebook Live, and she worked hard. I'm very proud of you. Very proud of you, honey. I love you.
Now, because of Danny, ourselves have gone out because of the organization. So we're going to be making a video on our warehouse, which is just a room that we have at our house. But you can also find us on YouTube, and you can see the progress from when we started, when we used to use buckets and oh my goodness, that
was cool back then.
Yeah, we used like shoe organizers.
Oh, that was awesome. I think that's still awesome. If we were start like that over against somebody else. I
Oh,
would say still
absolutely.
do the same thing because it's easy to.
But that's what I'm saying. You can see the progress that we have had, before and now. You can't just be here now. You have a progress to make. You have a journey to take, and so
Enjoy the journey.
what works for us is going to work for you later in the future. Maybe it may not.
Enjoy it.
Yes.
Enjoy it. Just enjoy it. Any successes, small successes, just enjoy it. Don't lust after having all the money and success all at once, because you'll never enjoy anything.
Yeah, you're not going to enjoy it.
What success you have now and keep building on. Anyway.
Somebody said Facebook shop versus Shopify. If you have Shopify, it will sync to Facebook shop. So, all right, you guys, I am done.
We appreciate y'all. Thank
Thank you
y'all.
so much for watching. Thank you so much, Lisa, for being here with us.
Thank you, Lisa.
And we will see you guys later on. We will have a video on Shopify Lite, Lite. We will have a video on time management, which is a better video and more doable per se. We will also have a video on our warehouse, and we will also have a video on messenger parties. I mean, not messenger parties, but messenger VIP groups, and the difference of all the. I'm going to show you all the funnels that I do. So, all right. So that's it, right? Did I forget anything else?
I hope not.
Whew, I'm tired. Get your recruiting binder. Go to this website below, letsflourishtogether.com systems, and download all of those documents. Use them, utilize them.
Oh my goodness.
Watch the videos on how to utilize them. Advertise every single time you're on a live video. Promote the opportunity. Promote your VIP group. Promote your, joining your team. Promote hostesses and parties. So make sure that you go watch Miss T. Johnson, who does really good with hostesses and how to book hostesses. She does incredible videos on it. So go find her on YouTube. Yeah. So I will see you guys later. Just make sure that you set up your following button to see first. We don't post that much. We only post important things. But click on see first, follow see first, because on Monday we're going to have somebody come on and encourage you as well as an elite consultant. And she's actually going to be an elite consultant.
I'm excited.
And she's awesome. So Erica Waddell will be doing the training. And so we will see you guys later. Thanks so much for joining. Oh, can I switch mine? I don't understand. I don't know. So we will see you guys later. Do you recommend Shopify over Common Soul? I actually use both because Shopify syncs to Common Soul. I recommend Shopify 100%. I wish I was an affiliate with them because I love them so much. I should make money with them. But I don't, so there you have it. All right, we'll see you guys later. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Thank y'all.
Thank you.